Hi there, welcome to Homekeepers. How are you today, my friend? Come right in, grab yourself a cup of tea. Let's just hang out for a little while. I think you'll be glad at the end of the program if you will do that. I want you to know how much we love our viewers, and they come in all ages, I'm sure, shapes and sizes and all. But we cover enough topics on this program that you're going to find something that's interesting and important to your life. So hope you'll stay with us. A couple things today that I'm sure will be of interest to you. My guest is a return guest, Patricia McClure. That's my maiden name. I call her my sister, okay? She's been on before talking about her book, Losing a Hero to Alzheimer's Disease. And she has been through this with her mother and chronicled it and is able to really, I think, be helpful to anyone. And you know, it doesn't just touch the person. It affects relationships. It affects the entire family. And there's way too much of it in the United States of America. And the truth is, we don't really know what causes it. We find little bits and pieces that might have an effect on it. And so I'm anxious to have Patricia back, and we can talk about it a little bit more, because she was the one in the family that was kind of the caregiver. I think that's true of most families. In my family, I was the caregiver for my mom. My mom lived to be 100 years old, and she had very severe dementia, but I've read a couple of books on Alzheimer's, and I don't think she had that. But Patricia's mother did, and in my estimation, she died quite young. If I remember right, it's about 70. Trust me, at my age, that's very young. So I'm anxious for you, if you haven't met her, to hear what she has to say about this. She's a pastor's wife and has worked in the area of caregiving for a long time. I'm going to join Stephanie, and we're going to do a chicken cordon bleu pasta. I think this is the first recipe I've seen where it is mixed with pasta. But let me tell you, this has some ingredients in it that your family would really enjoy. And I assume pasta kind of stretches everything out a little bit. You know, you get more of it, spread the meat out more. So I'll work with Stephanie on that. But I again want to offer you this book. And I know that we have offered several types of financial books because we know that that's important to people and to families. Very important. I believe that money matters are one of the two major reasons for divorce. So this one is different, though. This one doesn't teach you how to invest or buy stocks. This one teaches you how to make a grocery list. This teaches you how to really cut down those basics that can make a real difference if you get on the right track. Of course, Dave Ramsey teaches this, and handle that household income, and you stick with it a while, it's going to make a big difference. This even has a few recipes in it. So we're offering it to you again, Savings Savvy by Kelly Hancock. It's yours for that gift of $20, and you can go to your phone right now, really, and order it, calling 1-800-229-0059. Or the address is on your screen, right there, Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida, 33758. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey. I'd like to see all my wonderful viewers out there get out of debt, you know, and enjoy life a little bit more, because Stephanie's Exhibit A here. We've walked through with you getting some finances.
And now I'm working on medical bills, so I'm almost there. Yay.
I know. I was going to ask you, though.
Before we start talking, I have 2 cups of whipping cream, and I'm going to put some cream cheese in here, because this takes a minute.
This is awesome stuff. Okay. Let me tell you. No, most of our viewers know that she's been through a breast cancer thing and the medical bills and all. Now, my question is, if you hadn't learned what you had many months ago, what would it be like?
It would be awful, just like it was before. We would just be that much farther. There would be no light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, it was fun, and it was enjoyable, and it was educational to walk through that with you. And I'm glad that you learned that.
You're talking about the money.
Yeah.
You're not talking about the cancer.
No, I'm talking about the money.
It wasn't fun. No.
It's fun
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
something as basic to our lives as
Yes,
that.
yes.
No, there was no fun about the
No.
cancer part.
Okay.
We totally agree with that. So
Okay.
okay.
So I had 2 cups of whipping cream. I put in 8 ounces of cream cheese that I'm melting. I'm going to put in 1.5 cups of Swiss cheese. This is like so ridiculous. Like this is a portion control meal, okay? Let me tell you. So we're going to melt this all up.
And I know what I do well, so.
Yeah, I have 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper that I'm going to put in here. And we're just going to get this all mixed up and smooth. And you sprayed the pan for me.
Yeah, and it has chicken and ham and bacon in
Yep.
it.
So if you want to just mix up the 3 meats for me.
In here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So 3 cups of chicken, which that's just chicken that you baked at home, right?
Yeah. There were chicken, ham, and I took chicken breasts home,
Right. And you just baked them up,
baked
right?
them, and then they shred pretty easily.
And you could do rotisserie chicken for this one, make it even easier on yourself. Okay, so chicken, ham, and then we have 3 cups of cooked penne pasta.
You want that in there too?
Sure, mix it all together.
I got to tell you about this bacon.
Yes.
I was watching Home Shopping, and Rachel Ray was on there. She's
Yes.
so cute.
Yes, she is.
She had a pan that attracted me, and I bought it. It's just like a cookie sheet with a little, about 1 inch around,
Yeah.
depth, and also this layer that goes in there, and it's got holes in it. Well, she said you can really fry your bacon in that, so I tried it.
In the oven, right? Yes.
It is perfect. All the grease goes through those holes, and it is actually the crispiest
Yeah. Nice.
bacon I've ever done.
Yeah, I need to get one because the one reason I hate making bacon at home is because of the mess.
Yeah, it doesn't splatter.
Yeah. Nice.
So-
Okay, so this is a 13 by 9 pan. When you're done with that, we'll just dump it
This
right in
seems like
there.
a lot.
This is a big meal. This will feed a few people.
You maybe could do half of it.
Or you could freeze it when you're done with it and have it for later and have another meal already. Okay, so I don't really, can you dump it?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I
you're
just
going to just
don't-
pour that over.
Yeah, I just don't really want to leave this without stirring it because it's getting warm.
Well, anything that's got cream in it and
Right, whipping cream and cream
Swiss
cheese,
cheese.
and Swiss cheese and bacon, and come on. This,
Well, the secret really is the portion.
yes. Well, here's
Of
what
course, you
I'm
can't
saying.
help it on this.
Okay, I'm not even going to taste this
Uh-huh.
because I know me, and one bite will turn into one big bowl. So I'm going to let you taste this. and
Okay, we got her disciplined on her finances. Now we got to work on this.
Right.
But the
And I'm-
girl is teachable.
Yes.
She has a teachable spirit, and we
Yes.
really
and
do
I know
appreciate it.
myself, because I just tasted this sauce this morning, just on my finger, and it was delightful.
Now this is more Swiss
So
cheese.
it's just
and
more Swiss cheese and breadcrumbs or panko crumbs, whichever you have, go right over the top, and then you bake it for what, 30 minutes? 30 minutes at 350.
Yeah, do you bake it that long?
Is it 30? 20 minutes, sorry.
Okay.
Don't follow me, follow the directions.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
So you try, you tell me. Oh my gosh, it's good. Like, yeah, you don't even have to tell me because just
No.
the sauce this morning was ridiculous.
Um,
Yeah, right?
a scale from 1 to 10 is a 22 right there.
A 22.
Oh, it's awesome.
Wow. And then, nice loaf of bread with some butter. That's all
Salad?
you need. I wouldn't even eat a salad.
You wouldn't want to.
No.
You got to have a salad with pasta. You know, when I go to church, there's this friendly gentleman that he's kind of sitting in the same place when I walk by. He says, "You girls have too much fun."
Oh.
He tells me
that
every
possible?
week. Yeah, he tells me that every week.
Possible to have
Yeah.
too much fun.
And he says, "That food looks too good." And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, it really is."
So you want this one. And this one will feed, if you have a big crowd to feed, hello.
Yeah,
right
and
here.
if you don't want to make it that big, I'd cut that thing in half. But probably if you're going to make it, go ahead and do it. And like I said, freeze
Yeah,
it.
freeze it. Then you have another meal.
It is divine. It's heavenly. So if you want this recipe, free, email's the best, but the information's coming up on your screen. And then if you haven't met my guest, Patricia McClure, don't you think it's neat that we have the same last name?
I loved it. When I saw it, I thought it was your sister count. I thought it was a relative.
She is a wonderful, wonderful friend, a new friend, and I'm glad the Lord sent her this way. But really important subject, and she knows, she's walked through this. So you'll meet her in just a minute after you see the information to get the recipe. Stay with us.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, you may receive it by contacting us through social media as listed on the screen. When requesting a copy through the mail, be sure to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Thank you, and please know we always appreciate hearing from our viewers.
Well, I'm pleased to have Patricia McClure return to us today. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And you're in the area to speak for something?
Yes, I am. So actually, I'm going to be speaking at the Prime Osborne Convention Center for their Senior Expo.
Well, I'm glad that you came back and that we could kind of connect again. Patricia is the author of Losing a Hero to Alzheimer's. Also, she's an extensive background just in healthcare and all kinds of care, really, right?
Yes.
And pastor's wife.
Yes.
I've been that. Do you want to talk about that for a while?
Sure, sure. So I'm the wife of Pastor Eric H. Chessier. I wrote my book in my maiden name as a tribute to my mom, which is why I go by McClure. But I am the wife of Pastor Eric H. Chessier. He is the founder of the Cornerstone Christian Church that's located in Chicago. And it's real ministry. We are in a tough community in the Chicagoland area, and we are really saving souls, reaching people, and doing real ministry, and I love it.
Yeah, Chicago has some real troublesome areas. We hear about it a lot. I'm glad to, you're in a difficult area, did you say?
Yes, we are. We are in an underprivileged area. One of the things that I really like about our ministry is we feed our children before we, a lot of times we have to feed our children before we can even teach them the Word of God.
Yeah, they're hungry.
Yes, right? yes. So we are in the trenches, and we are truly doing real ministry, and I love it. Is
my instinct correct that those kind of areas, the problem is the family?
Yes, it is. It is, and unfortunately what happens is it's a generational situation where it continues on if someone is not strong enough in the family to stop the cycle.
And your church is trying to break that?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I will never forget, I don't know his name, but what a testimony to great motherhood, because he was obviously raised in an area like you're describing. And he was, I think, being inducted into a football Hall of Fame or something like that, and his mom was sitting there. And he looked at her and he said, "Thank you.
Wow.
You kept us off the streets. Wow. You kept us in school. And you kept us, away from gangs." And until you hear something like that, you don't realize that single mom, what she is battling. And I think we need to pray for those areas and for those moms that they'll remain strong.
Yes.
And it's like Ben Carson's mom.
Yes. And it's interesting that you would say that, because we do have some single mothers. Unfortunately, they have to work on Sundays. And so they drop their children off. They leave them in our care while they go to work, and then they come back and pick them up. Or in some cases, we may have to drop the kids off.
Oh, God
bless you. It's really tough.
You're doing,
but we love it.
You're doing what I call the nitty-gritty work of the gospel. Some people sing a solo, and other people get in the trenches. So.
Yes.
Well, God bless you. You have 20 years in the health industry, and we'll quickly go over your story because I believe, I don't know if we have scientific research, but that you sense sometimes there's a line that almost leads to Alzheimer's, and your grandmother had a very difficult marriage, and I believe your mom.
Yes.
There was so much negativity. Are there any studies that say, you know, if you've really had a difficult life, that it can have an effect on the brain that way?
Yes, so we do know my grandmother they diagnosed her with senility at that time, which is what we know today as Alzheimer's or dementia. And then my mother was diagnosed with, of course, Alzheimer's as well. But my grandmother and my mother suffered from depression. And so depression has been said to have a contributing factor to Alzheimer's. A lot of times you will see individuals who have Alzheimer's, particularly women, who has also been diagnosed with depression as well. So yes, there is a contributing factor.
Now, it was a Christian home, right?
In our home, yes. I mean, my mother was definitely a Christian. My father didn't always practice, unfortunately, what he preached, but he certainly made sure that we went to church every Sunday. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I grew up in, I would say half and half. I mean, my mother lived what she preached. Unfortunately, my father didn't, so.
Yeah, and let's face it, there are a few dysfunctional Christian homes.
Yes, yes.
You would know that being a pastor, but anyway. All right, when we talked on the phone, you mentioned, and I just want to hear what you have to say about this kind of a journey and the family dynamics. People can get at cross purposes, can't they, pretty easily?
Yes, yes. So I think really what helped me in my situation is because I was in healthcare, I had started to notice way before anyone else did in my family that something was wrong. And so with my father, he was in denial pretty much the whole entire time. I don't know. Yeah, so he was in denial the whole entire time. With my siblings, a lot of them had their own societal issues, so I think they recognized that something was wrong, but at the same time, they had their own set of issues, and so they was kind of preoccupied, you know, with their issues.
That kind of leaves Patricia in charge, doesn't it?
Exactly, exactly. And so with me, I knew something was wrong. I didn't quite know what it was at the time, but I definitely knew something was wrong.
Now, how old was she when you first saw something wrong?
She was, I'm going to say, maybe like in her mid-50s, looking back.
My goodness.
Looking back, because my mom was formally diagnosed at the age of 62. Formally diagnosed. But there were certainly signs way before then. Yes. And she died one day before her 70th birthday. So from the time that she was diagnosed, it was 7 years. But looking back, she was showing signs way before then. There was times that I would come home and signs would literally be posted all around the house to help her to remember what she needed to do. Or I would open a closet and she would have food hidden in a closet, because people with Alzheimer's, they like to hoard. Or she would accuse, you know, different family members of stealing her stuff. So yeah, so there was definitely a lot of signs way before the time in which she was formally diagnosed.
Now, with the siblings in so many different places, really, did it create a lot of friction that this one thinks, well, you ought to do this, and you ought to do this, and Patricia, you shouldn't do that? And
absolutely. I'll tell you, the hardest thing is when it got to a point, so my mother and dad, they had a very dysfunctional marriage, But because they was married for so many years, my siblings felt that they should have stayed together. And my mom got to a point where she said, I don't want to be here anymore. And she just repeatedly kept saying that. And so I would try to do the best as I could to convince her to stay. This is your husband.
Did she want to be in the marriage? Did she want to leave the marriage? She want to go somewhere else?
She wanted to leave the marriage, and she wanted to go and move somewhere else. And so so my siblings had a hard time with that, because that means that they would separate. Okay, and with my mother and father being married for so long, that was very difficult for my siblings to be able to see that my mother no longer wants to be with my father anymore. And so one day, I went to go pick her up. So by this time, I'm living on my own, and I was going back and forth to help out, you know, in her house, but I was living on my own, and I just got married. So I shouldn't say on my own, but I was living with my husband. We wasn't even married a month. And my mom called me, and she asked me if I could come by and pick her up. And I really thought that it was just going to be a normal outing. I come by, pick her up, take her to the dollar store, wherever it is she want to go. And she got in my car, and I proceeded to drive down the street, and she said, "Patty, I'm not going back." And I thought, oh my God, what do I do with this? And she said, "I'm not going back." And I sat there, and I'm like, what is my dad going to say? What are my siblings going to think? Are people going to think that I convinced her to come and live with me? What do I say to my husband? It was tough. It was tough. And for a long time, I had to deal with the fact, because when she said that to me, no one else was there. And so my siblings did think that I had convinced her to stay with me, but that wasn't what happened. This was a decision that she made. And as her daughter, I was going to honor her decision.
Now, did they stay separated?
Yes, they did, until the day she died. Yes, they did. And I told her, I said,
wow, let's just pile on.
Yes.
Let's pile on, Patricia.
It was tough. And so I said to her, so I talked to my husband about it, and my husband was totally fine with it. So that made things a lot easier for me, you know, bless his heart. And I said to my mom, I said, you're married to that's your husband. He's my father, but that is your husband who you have been married to 30 plus years. And I said, and you have a responsibility to tell him that you don't want to be there anymore and that you want to live with me. And that's exactly what she did. She called and she let him know that my decision has been made and I don't want to come back. And she never went back.
At what stage of the disease did that happen? It sounds like she was pretty much in control, that she knew what she wanted.
She knew what she wanted, but what is so interesting is, for years, my mom had been threatening to leave the marriage. And actually, the weird part is she finally got the strength to do it when she had Alzheimer's. And I look back at that and I wonder why, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that your emotions change. You're not as emotionally connected anymore. And so when I had a chance to reflect, I said that's why she had the strength to do it then, whereas before, you know, she didn't.
Also, maybe all the barriers were down.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I can see where that would certainly happen. Now, were there any really serious rifts? How many siblings do you have?
It was a total of 4 children that my mother and father had together.
And through that, there were a lot of disagreements.
Yes.
Are y'all back together?
Yes, we are. So since that time, my father he passed away. And, you know, there was still a lot of tension, people not necessarily agreeing with, you know, certain decisions that they felt that I made. But yes, I would say that now we're probably better than we've ever been in a long time.
Good.
I really had to I was dealing a lot with forgiveness. And this is where my relationship with God really helps because
Absolutely.
I was holding a lot of resentment because I felt that my siblings didn't help out and they didn't pull their share of the weight. And the only person that I really had was my husband.
Yeah, and you know, that kind of thing can really fester with siblings. I think it takes a real relationship with the Lord to forgive that.
Yes.
That's a biggie.
Yes. Yes. And through that, I learned that when God tells us that he will not put anything more on you than you can bear, I started to recognize that was what I had to bear. God gave me the strength to do it, and everybody can't do it. So I should accept it more as a privilege than as a burden or to be upset about it. So it became an honor that I was able to do what I did for my mom.
Yeah, I was that one in the family for both my dad and my mom.
Wow.
A lot of it was just the proximity of where we were all living. My secretary and I have been talking a lot recently about guilt.
Yeah.
You live with it all the time. I grew up with a lot of religious guilt. Come on, and I was raised where everything was wrong. You know, and if you did that, you might not go to heaven and all that. But this is a bigger issue. And I feel it sometimes. I was the one with my mom. And I had to put her in assisted living. I had to put her in a nursing home and dealt with a lot of unpleasantries. And do you ever feel guilty like, I could have done it better?
Absolutely. And that was one of the reasons behind me writing my book as well, is I did feel guilty about a lot of things. And I said to myself, if I can help someone else, then that will help me to release the things that I felt guilty about. So that was therapeutic for me. But some of the things that I felt guilty about is, you know, how people with Alzheimer's, they tend to go back because their long-term memory is so good. So they tend to live 20 years back or 30 years back. And I think about how much time and how frustrated I used to get with trying to correct her. You know, this is not 1960. Yeah. We're in 2005 or 2003. Yes. And so I feel guilty about that. I feel guilty about not necessarily having the amount of patience that I needed, so again, that led me to writing the book and coming up with caregiver practical guidelines to help.
It takes a lot of patience.
Yes.
And I'm here to just absolve you of the guilt in this, that the Lord doesn't want us to have that burden. He took that.
Right.
He took the guilt on the cross. And I think when those things come up, and especially with inter-family relationships and all, we have to remember that He took that. And I want to commend you for writing the book. Let me remind you again, the name of the book is Losing a Hero to Alzheimer's. The website is on the screen. You can get it from Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all those places. I thank you for writing it. It's an important book. And I think if your prayer request isn't long enough, your list isn't long enough now, we really need to pray for researchers. Yeah. The Bible says in the last days, knowledge will increase. I think that's every kind of knowledge, good, bad, and different, and scientific and medical knowledge would increase to the place to bring relief to these kinds of situations. And I'm thankful that Patricia put a spotlight on it for us today. And I know that many of you wonderful viewers out there, you know what we're talking about. And God will give you the grace every single step of the way. That's the kind of God He is. Please join me next time, remembering there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.
If you should miss a Homekeepers program, you can catch up by going to www.ctnonline.com. Click on CTN Programs and then on Homekeepers.